So, by inference, we don't expect any local remedies to come out of that. And we can now proceed to the international fora, like the African Commission for Human and People's Rights, for an external jurisdiction to have a determination of the question that the Constitutional Council in Cameroon has refused to answer. But look at what happened. All these resolutions and declarations and communiques that we sent were snubbed. We now decided to make our strike indefinite and go to the street peacefully. And when we went peacefully, we had a march on the 8th of November. Round the town, we left the Court of Appeal upstation, came down, went through Commercial Avenue, through Hospital Roundabout and Soup Market, back to Liberty Square. And at Liberty Square, we made a speech. I made a speech there. And thanked even the police that they had followed us and nobody was hurt. The moment I finished my speech, they threw tear gas on two people. One fell between the legs of a young lady who was pregnant and she was asthmatic, a young lawyer, and the other one fell on another young lawyer. We took them to hospital, and the population got angry that our lawyers are so peaceful. We wanted to join them, they refused. What is your reason for attacking them? That's where problems started. They went now to Boya for the same activity. They entered the hotel rooms before time, broke into the hotel rooms, beat up lawyers and took their wigs and gowns, broke into some of their offices in Boya, pierced their tires with their military knives. As if that was not enough, when the students in the University of Boya started reacting because teachers too were agitating on the destruction of the Anglo-Saxon education subsystem, these students said, look, this is an Anglo-Saxon university. You are flooding the place with Francophone teachers. They come and they want to teach us in French. And these were the arguments we put forward before the Anglo-Saxon university was created. So where do you want us to go to? They sent soldiers who raped your sisters and your daughters. In fact, my daughter was trashed because she raised an alarm when she saw that some soldier, some bee had entered the room of a student in their minicity, their student hostel, and the student was crying. So when she raised alarm and the other students came out, these people got out, gang rape, you know that? They threatened her that we'll teach you a lesson. As soon as she told me I was in Kumba for a meeting, I went and whisked her and took her to Nigeria. Because I knew what could happen. You saw the pictures how they would take a young girl, well-dressed, pull her out of her room, and sewage that was flowing out, they will go and put you to roll there and kiss the sewage. When we saw all those things, we could no longer stop people that do not join us in the strike. So there was an unusual groundswell support and involvement of the entire population in southern Cameroon. And the response from the diaspora was also unprecedented. I've been coming to this country since 1993 on vacation, every year. But I was pleasantly surprised that from North America right to Japan, people were speaking one language in support of what we were doing. When they started arresting us, I knew that these people are unrepentant on the evil they have perpetrated on our people for more than 55 years. And I knew for certain that our lives were at risk. In fact, in January, a warrant of arrest had been issued on me. And no, that was in December. They issued a warrant of arrest on me. Then they cancelled it and invited us to dialogue. When we went to the dialogue, we realized that All they wanted to do was to manage us, to do the usual thing, bribe us with money, and then they will fizzle out with the strike. We said no. We raised a preliminary objection and walked out, we the lawyers. And they separated us from the teachers with whom we were working, kept the teachers in Bamenda, locked them up in the conference room in the governor's office, and they will not allow them go out. They will not allow them use their phones. So the population in Bamenda swam into the governor's office, and that's how they opened up. We had also left the meeting. That was 27th and 28th of December. So with all these things happening, I was chasing the occupier of our territory out by the resistance that we are putting up. We will have to rebuild the civic institution in that territory. And the only way we can effectively build it is by going back to our palaces. Because those are governance institutions that existed before the white man came. There is no son of so or daughter of so who respects the palace less than the white man's law. And we have the discernment that where some practices do not actually portray us as civilized people, we have a smart way of dropping it. People talk about women's rights. I lived in Foncha Street. You all know the power of Kongasm.